Hello and welcome to my channel. Please like and subscribe. Hello there and welcome to part 2 of the Feliz Navidad stocking tutorial. In this tutorial I will be starting the stocking part of it, so the boot part, and I'm going to be putting the cactus on and starting on Santa's sombrero. And it's going to look super cute and I'm so excited to put it together. So if you want to learn how to put this stocking together, please keep watching. So here is the top part appliqued onto the main stocking, and I just used an applique stitch here. And we're going to start on the cactus. So we're going to start on the cactus arm with a running stitch using 2 strands of light blue thread. And I was just trying to figure out the best place to start it, because I noticed there's kind of a pattern. So I want to make sure I do it in the right spot. So I decided to start up here. And in the instruction, it doesn't really mention a running stitch, it just mentions a straight stitch. But this is technically a running stitch, so that's what I'm using. And you'll be doing this for the entire cactus. After completing the running stitch, we're going to use the chain stitch. And this chain stitch is kind of fun to do. And depending on if you're left-handed or right-handed will depend on which way you want to place the thread. Since I'm right-handed, I decided to place it counterclockwise instead of clockwise. So if you're left-handed, you might want to do it clockwise. Whatever's comfortable for you. And I try to evenly space each one and make sure that each chain is a similar size. So I went ahead and finished the other 2 pieces of the cactus and kind of placed them where I think they're going to go, just to give me an idea of which ones to tack down first. But we're actually going to put on the lights, as you can see in the picture. So we're going to start with the red lights, and I'll just show you how I do it. So I put a little tack stitch at the very bottom of the light to kind of make it look like it's part of a string of lights. And I don't really applique the piece, I just use the beading to kind of secure each light. So here's the rest of the lights put on. And you notice that the little white loops around, we're going to add the chain stitch later on. Alright, so we're going to work on the left arm of the cactus, and it has a backing, so you need to be able to stuff it. And we're going to use the tack down stitch to place it onto our stocking. And we're going to do this arm first, and then we'll do the other arm, and then we'll do the main body. So I'm just trying to place it where it needs to go. And then I went ahead off camera to place the other arm and the middle of the cactus. And you can overstuff these, so just to make sure I check the back and it's not too puffy. So it's looking good. And we're going to finish the stitch around the cactus. And here is the complete cactus and what it looks like. It looks so good. And we're going to work on the top of the cactus. Alright, so this cactus has these cute little pink flowers on top. And there are 2 flowers that go on top of each. So I just put the back one on first and then the front one on second. Kind of have them in a way that the front one's a little bit lower than the back, so it looks like a flower. Turned out so cute. And we're done with the cactus. Alright, so we're going to work on the sombrero, and I'm using 2 strands of green floss, and I'm going to be doing the running stitch again. And the sombrero is not stuffed. So I figured it wasn't stuffed, but sometimes I kind of assume it is, so I just double checked and it's not stuffed. So these are going to lay flat, and then we're going to work on the next piece, which is piece number 51. In piece number 51, I am adding blue sequins and clear beads. And I'm using 2 strands of blue. I just love how these colors pop. It looks so good together. Very festive. And when I do my beading, I kind of do a variation of the running stitch. I just make sure I get the back of the fabric, and I go all the way through to the back. And I just make sure that the tension stays the same. When I started using the running stitch for beads, my tension was a little bit too loose, so I had to adjust it. And then once you cut that piece out, take a piece of red thread, 1 strand, and we're going to do the applique stitch and applique this onto the hat. Alright, so now that we've appliqued this piece onto the stocking, we're going to work on the brim of the hat, which is number 52. And this is what it's supposed to look like. And I just want to point out that there's 4 stars on the brim. And I noticed that there's only 3 stamped. So I'm going to actually add a 4th. And I'm going to use a straight stitch to do that. I'm just going to do it by eye. And there is the star that's missing, and so it turned out pretty good, despite doing it by eye. I'm also using 2 strands for the stars of green. And now we're going to work on this yellow piece, and we're just going to attach it by doing the beads and the sequins. I'm not going to worry about appliquing it. It's just one less step for me to worry about. And I think it looks great. I did the same thing with the red trim. Same idea, just use the beads and the sequins to attach the piece. And it turned out so good. I like that. So we're going to attach that to the stocking, and we are not stuffing this. So just grab some black thread, 1 strand is all you need, and we're just going to attach it. Using the applique stitch or the whip stitch, whatever you feel like, you attach the brim of the sombrero to the stocking, and that's what the back looks like. And we'll be working on Santa next. So far, I am loving this stocking. All the wonderful colors. It's so fun to put together, and I'm hoping you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. So stay tuned for the next video. I will be hopefully finishing the front of the stocking, and then I'll show you how I line it. So stay tuned for that. Check in my description box for all the items that I used to put these stockings together, and check out my Etsy store. I'm posting new listings very soon, and I'm just doing small patches right now for local work, and I'm just putting it up on my store. And if you have any requests that you want to see on my machine, I will be showing you how I make the patches that I'm doing for my store. So check those out, and if you want to donate to my Etsy business, there is a link down below to read my story and donate. Please follow me on my Facebook page and my Instagram. I do post sneak peek videos on my Instagram, so check out those links. They're also in the description box below. If you want to request a custom stocking just for you, you can either comment down below, or you can even go to my Etsy store and request a custom order and start a conversation with me so we can get that set up for you. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! There's my dog. He came to say hi. Hi, Copper. Copper! Hi! Say hi! Yeah. Good boy. Cute pie. My legs are falling asleep. The sun decided to come out. It feels so good. Like and subscribe.